Hey guys, welcome back to Talking Chelsea Blues. Welcome back to another video. We hope you're all doing well today. Before we get into this video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell icon on to be notified of when we upload. Share this channel out as much as possible, guys. And let's get into it. In tonight's headlines, Chelsea are targeting Summerville. They're also looking at Nico Williams, and there is a possibility that Victor OSIMHEN could join Chelsea. But let's get into each individual headline. We'll discuss it and let us know your thoughts in the comments, guys. We'd love to hear from you guys. But let's get into today's news. So, starting off with Summerville. This has what has been said. Chelsea are targeting Summerville for a summer swoop. He's valued at £20 million. Dad, what do you think? How do you see this going? Tell me what you know about Summerville, and do you think he's the right player for us? Obviously, Chelsea are looking for a right-footed left winger. Do you think this is someone that can come in and do the job for us, or do you think there's someone better out there who can do the job?
Well, there's always somebody better, who can do the job. But, looking at stats and everything else, he's a left winger from Leeds. I would say, an excellent player, fast-paced. 20 million isn't a bad buy. But, as you said, there are, plenty of other people out there, but we've got to look at budget, we've got to look at, we want to buy more players, we've got to start sort of like revamping this team for the future. So, as well as experience, we've got to look at age as well, because you want longevity for these players, yes. So, we've made this mistake in the past where we bought players, who are right at the end of their careers, and there's a lot of injury. Sometimes it can be a good buy in the short term. Other times it can be just one drastic mistake. Where you buy this player, he plays 2 or 3 games, he's out for the rest of the season with injuries, and we're in jeopardy then. So we've got to play our cards right, and buy players that are reasonably good. I would say better than reasonably good, but we've got to think long term, not short term.
I mean, look, I'm going to give you an honest opinion, Dad, because I think you've just talked waffle there. I don't think he's good enough. I really don't think he's good enough for this team. I think he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, he's good. Right? He scored some good goals for Leeds last season, got them to the playoff finals. But he just doesn't fit for me personally in this. I don't know what your opinion is.
But the flip side of the coin again is, has he been playing for the wrong team? Has he been, sort of like lacking in training and, the instruction manual that goes with these other teams? If he was to come to us, then obviously, we could tweak him, we could sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Change his style?
Change his style of play. So you've got to look at the flip side.
But then, Dad, if I turn around and said to you that he's only really ever played at Leeds and only ever played at the Championship level, really. I mean, he had a season or 2 in the Premier League, and that's all well and good. But when I look at it, I think for maybe 30, 40 million more, you could get a world-class player. You could get an absolute gem of a player. He's young still. He's like 22-ish, and he's good, but I just don't think he's right for this club. I don't think he fits the quota of what we're looking for. I mean, we have to look at this now, okay?
As I said, there are better players out there if you're willing to pay the money. It's all got a price tag.
But are we willing to pay the money?
So
are we?
That's what it all boils down to.
Because I think
that's the nux of
it. Because if we look at it, the salary cap of what we don't go no further than 150k a week for a player. We won't, you know, go beyond buying players over 25. I don't think that suits us either. I don't think the owners quite realised how hard it would be to get really good players for 150k a week salary cap and a certain price. I mean, yeah, it's all well and good buying those younger players, and I think it's fantastic that we are doing that, and we're looking at that model and we're thinking, okay, let's go for the future. Let's look for the 5-6 year time. What's it going to be like? We've got Kendry Paez, you know, you've got William Estevao, you've got players like that coming in next season. And if we buy Crescencio Summerville, then, for example, is he going to be out of the team in 2 years? Is he going to be still in that starting lineup, or is Kendry Paez and William Estevao going to be taking those sorts of places? You have to look at these things from another angle, and personally for me, I just don't think he suits what we're trying to do here. Because if we buy him now and he's great, then what happens to Kendry Paez and William Estevao and the likes of Angelo and, you know, David Washington and players like this that, you know, are good quality players? And also, you've got to think of the amount of wingers we got now. Mikhailo Mudryk, for example, Raheem Sterling. They're players that are already in the first team who have, you know, untapped potential from the past managers we've had over the last, 2-3 seasons. And for me, I just don't think we're really thinking this through. I don't think Crescencio Summerville is the right fit. But guys, let us know in the comments what you think. But that, when you look at those players we've already got, like Mudryk, Sterling, you've got Angelo, Nkunku can play that side. You know, you've got Palmer who plays on that right hand side and can play on the left hand side. Madueke's there as well. I mean, do we really need to be filling our club with young raw talent that we've already got? Do we need to be filling up with more, or do we need to be buying players that are already at the level they should be and are ready to go right now?
Yeah, but as I say, you know, that can always be problematic. Yeah, you buy a player, and you know how many times have we, you know, us, other clubs, you know, haven't envisaged, you know, that okay, these were superstars, yeah, and they've had, you know, their best years at this club and that club, and then finally they come to us, say for example, and you know, basically, you know, they're burnt out, so you know, we paid multi-millions, for these players, and they, you know, overcharged, or overpriced. They, within like a game or two, they're usually on the bench, they're out for injury for the rest of the season, or they're not performing to the best of what they were 2 or 3 seasons back down the line.
Let me get this straight. What are you saying here? Are you saying that if we buy Crescencio Summerville for 20 million, and if he's world class and he turns out to be this little gem that we've bought, fine, I'll eat my hat. But I'm saying, Dad, we've already got wingers of his standard in the squad. Take a look at Mudryk. Take a look at, you know, Sterling. We've already got those kind of players who fit that mould. But they're not good enough either. So what happens if we buy this guy and he's not good enough? Then it's more money wasted, more time wasted, when we could be buying a world-class player for 30, 40 million more and have someone who is a very, very, very good player playing on that left-hand side who fits the bill.
But if we weren't going to buy somebody, better, more quality, you're going to have to pay the price.
But we're not going to. We're not going to do that because these owners don't have a clue. They think the 150 salary cap is fair. That's not going to get you world-class potential. You need to be paying £250,000 a week for a decent bog standard winger that is good enough to be in the Premier League. I don't see Crescencio Summerville being that great. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And let's get into the next story, because this is just laughable as well. I mean, this is the same problem, but let's get into it. So let's go and have a look. It says, new, Chelsea are well positioned to move for Nico Williams if the opportunity arises after the Euros. Barca is strongly linked with the player, but Chelsea have done the groundwork and are ready. I don't believe this. And guys, don't forget to go and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out. Make sure you leave a like on the video. It does help us out. I don't think, but personally about Nico Williams, I don't think we're going to go for him. I don't think we're in that position to go for him because of the salary cap and the budget. Because we're not paying over the odds for players now. We're looking at young talent, young untapped talent. But this guy, Nico Williams, you saw him on Sunday against England. He's absolutely world class. And they're looking for about 70, 80 million for him, which is fair enough. For a player of that potential, with that amount of ability, he's great. But Chelsea will not pay that. Yes, there's, you know, a structure of how much you're going to give per season, blah, 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 for the actual fee that you're going to pay for the player. But he'll want 250k a week. He'll want 250k a week.
Yeah.
And we're not going to go for that because of the salary cap that these owners have put in place. But Dad, you see what I'm getting at, don't you? You understand what I'm trying to say about this? Because if he's world class, and he instantly, if he comes into this squad, he adds something. He's dynamic, he's quick, he's strong. You can get him behind, he's skillful. And I think he delivers something else that we haven't got. Sterling has looked absolutely dreadful. Mudryk hasn't performed to his best yet. I mean, you could put in Kunku on that side, but I'd rather see him in that number 10 role, you know, moving in and around the box, you know, in the central areas, behind Jackson. But Dad, tell me what you think about Nico Williams. Like, do you think he's someone that fits the bill for this club? Do you think if we did go and buy him somehow, some way, with the money that we've got? I mean, because these owners have got money. Let's be real.
See, I think like this, yeah, he's one of the greatest in the world, yeah, you know, at his position, and you know, he's been remarkable for Spain, but does he fit at the club? Now, you know, many times, you know, we've talked about buying Ronaldo in the past, yeah, you know, we've talked about, you know, buying, oh, we did, didn't we?
We looked at Messi,
you know, many players that we've looked at that have been superstars, world class, yeah. Now, would he fit at Chelsea? Yeah?
I think he would. I think he would. I think he would, because if we look at stats and statistics, right? He was, in my opinion, player of the tournament at the Euros.
He's very experienced, you know.
Yeah, but he's so still young and raw as well.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at.
The age,
because
yes,
he's young.
Yeah.
Yes, he's young. But he's had experience. He's at Bilbao, and look how well he's doing at Bilbao. He's incredible. Barcelona are interested in him. That must mean something. Yeah. But Barcelona, I doubt, will be able to afford him either, because they're in financial ruin as well. So what I'm saying is that these owners won't go over the salary cap, and they won't do the structure of the fee that they're asking. So we're not going to end up with Nico Williams, and I'll tell you that for a fact now. But if it happens, I'll eat my hat, because if we do get him, God almighty, have you got a player on your hands? He's incredible. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
But Dad, you watched him at the Euros. How good was he?
He was absolutely amazing, you know. Like I say, what best left winger in the world, I think. Yeah, that's my opinion. And you know, this guy shines. So, you know, I would say if the money was there, wanted to buy him, then buy him, but, you know, with his cap and everything else on top, you know, we're just going to get, at the end of the day, young players
that are not ready,
coming up through the academy, or we're buying players from mediocre teams, and, you know, that's a very difficult one, yeah?
Because it takes years. It takes years to build a player, and then by the time you've built a player, your team's in the mud again.
Well, it's like taking them and retransforming them, you know, to, your level of play, your pitch tactics and everything else. There is just so much, that is involved, and sometimes it can be a risky business.
Yeah.
But like I say, who knows? There have been people who come from, say, the Championship, into the Premier League, and who have sort of been like on this accelerated promotion type of thing.
They're doing a madness.
Yes,
they're doing an absolute madness somewhere.
Yeah,
and I'll give you one great example. I'll give you one great example of that. You look at Jude Bellingham, came from the Championship.
Yes.
He was he was English bright talent, and we thought, maybe in 5-10 years he'd be fantastic. But give it 1 year, he's turned to Dortmund and he's doing that, and then all of a sudden he's gone to Madrid.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
madness. That's the example of Summerville. Yeah, he could be great, but we don't know. And is it worth that risk? Mm-hmm. The risk has got to be calculated. Is it worth it? Will it cost us in the long run, or will it debilitate the squad? Or will it just turn out that he's like the next Messi? We don't know. But guys, let us know in the comments what you think about that one, and let's get on to the final story of today. Here it is. Let's get into it. Breaking: Chelsea are waiting to see if Napoli will reduce OSIMHEN's price list and change certain conditions of his deal before making a move in the next few weeks. Otherwise, they won't. But the player wants to play the Premier League, and that's from Fabrizio Romano on Watch Playback. I don't know. It's again with the salary cap. He'll want what, 250k a week, 300k a week, and then we're going. Napoli want 120 million euros for him. It's not going to happen. And you want a world-class striker that you want like someone like OSIMHEN in the squad, because someone like him will take this team levels above what we are now, because he's scoring game in, game out basically, and he looks the real deal. He is the real deal, and PSG are interested in him as well. So if PSG are interested in him, and we're saying we can't afford him because of the salary cap and the way the fee is structured and whatnot, then we're going to be a laughing stock. Dad, OSIMHEN is levels above what Jackson is.
Oh, and yeah, absolutely. But he's a formidable striker. Yeah. Again, one of the best in the world. Comes with bags of experience. Great pace, a great goal scorer. What more could you ask for in a player? But like you say, again, it's all to do with the finances and the price. Tag that they're asking.
They want 120 million euros. Well, I can understand why they want 120 million euros, because he's an absolute baller. I mean, he would write every time I watch him. It reminds me of Drogba. Yeah. It reminds me of Drogba-esque.
He's a good.
But the annoying part is the owners will not go above the salary cap. I don't understand why. Because at the end of the day, it's about saving money, blah, 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 blah. But when you've got ballers like that, like Victor OSIMHEN out there, go grab him. Because he come once in a lifetime.
See, I can see the argument here is that if you had, he's 120 million, yeah? And if you had three mediocre or reasonably good players for 40 million each, yeah, then if he was to go out, with injury, yeah, then
that's the whole point of Jackson, though.
So
and Mark Hughes,
rollover of players.
You've got all these players, right? You've got Mark Hughes, like 17 years old, 18 years old. I think he's fantastic, and I think he's going to be an incredible talent one day. Jackson, 17 goals last season in all comps. I mean, that's not bad for your first Premier League season. But with someone like OSIMHEN alongside him, that could improve him vastly.
Yes.
It could take his game up levels again, and that would be interesting to see. But Dad, as you said, the salary cap is not going to work. It's just not going to happen. That's unfortunately the reality us Chelsea fans are going to have to face. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But guys,
it just seems that long gone are those days where we could go and
just go,
buy
oh,
a
him.
player. Yeah,
Roman Abramovich, right? Roman Abramovich, I miss the geezer. I actually miss the geezer. I think he was a fantastic owner and he did wonders for this club, right? But I'm telling you now, if this was Roman Abramovich's club still, OSIMHEN would already be here. Same with Nico Williams, would already be there. But I tell you what, if Roman Abramovich was still here, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Well, the only reason that Roman Abramovich
is politics, but we'll keep that out of the video.
The previous government,
we'll keep that out and we'll talk about that another day. But guys, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts on Summerville, Nico Williams and Victor OSIMHEN. Let us know what you think in the comment section below about these guys. Do you think Chelsea should buy them? Do you think the salary cap needs to be lifted? Do you think the wage structure needs to be lifted? Do you think it's something important? Do you think it's something that needs to happen? Because if we do, we get the better players and then we move forward. But guys, let us know what you think in the comment section. And do you think the youth intake, the way we're bringing in players to bring them on and sell them for more money and sell them for pure profit, is something that we should be doing? I don't think it is, but let us know in the comments about that. But that's the end of today's video, guys. Hope you've all enjoyed. If you have, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell icon on to be notified when we upload. Share this channel out as much as possible, guys. Go and follow us on our X, our TikTok, our Instagram, and on our Facebook page. All links will be in the channel description, and the link to the last video will be in the description as well, so don't forget to go and give that a watch if you haven't already seen it. Also guys, thank you for 400 and odd views on this video from from the other day. That's fantastic, and we really appreciate all your love and support. It's been fantastic. But guys, we'll see you in another video on Friday. Take care, guys.
Take care.
So guys, we hope you all enjoyed today's video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment on the video, and if you haven't watched it, go and watch our last video. It's there, it's linked into the channel. Take care, guys.
Take care.